Welcome to Data Warehousing and Business Intelligence for summer 2025. I'm going to go through a few things at the beginning, and then throughout the class there will be videos that talk about the PDFs and PowerPoints more in depth. And if you have any additional questions, please let me know and I can make a video that may explain that. This course is a level 400 course, and being so, there are some things that you are expected to know or have known already, and I will try to cover those as much as possible, but they are not necessarily taught in this course. So first things first, we'll quickly look over the syllabus. This is my personal cell phone number. You may text me. I do have it set so that after I go to sleep, it won't wake me up, so it's totally okay. On a side note, nothing in this world is more important than an emergency if you are dealing with the emergency, so I can make leeway, make arrangements for you to submit work late if you happen to have an emergency. Texting me should not be the most important thing on your list. We are going to cover data warehouse design, data modeling, and database access. We will work with SAP through Eclipse and Office in order to create our data warehouse and then implement that and then pull data and talk about some varying things that we can do with that. And then we will also use Tableau for a couple of weeks, which will hopefully brighten your horizons on the ease of data analytics, because everything has analytics these days, and becoming a data scientist or a data analytics professional is definitely a surefire way to be employed continuously. So we'll talk about business intelligence, we'll talk about data warehouses, OLAP and OLTP, and then we'll do our data warehouse building and talk about the options and layers and dimensions within the data warehouse. So this is an online class through SAP. There is a book that you can buy if you are very interested in this sort of thing. It is called, sorry, I'm trying to pull it up so I can put it on the screen. It's called Practical Analytics. It's actually what is used to create the PowerPoint slides that are part of this. It is purchased through Episteme Press. This one is for me only. There will be sections of this that I will screenshot to show some information specifically related to the topics that they cover. This is a 400-page book. It covers much more than what this class is, but if you are interested in it, I can send you the link to where I got it and you can purchase it. So we don't have a whole lot to do with the in-person information, but there are some places where I will let you use generative AI tools, and you do have to let me know when you do that. Some of these situations specifically are like the midterm or the final, where if you're either not sure if your writing is up to snuff, you can use an AI assistant to help rewrite your information, or if you need to figure out some ideas or troubleshoot, maybe use it as kind of a work companion, then you can do that. And then if you use that information that it gives you back, you just annotate that. It's in each of the assignments where it's allowed. So generally all work will be given a 0 if it's not turned in. Of course, let me know and as far in advance as you can if you happen to know you won't be able to make an assignment due date. I know this is a 10-week course and we will be moving pretty quickly. I have set the due dates for the assignments to be on Friday. I find that if I set them to be on Sunday, people are generally not getting them in on Sunday anyway. So if I set it for Friday, and you work through the week and you run into some trouble, then we have the weekend to kind of go over it, where I think most of us are more free. If you're having particular issues or a specific problem, then we can troubleshoot. I've also set the discussion boards to be on Sunday. So if you want to answer on Friday, and then if somebody has answered you back, then you have a chance to answer back and forth. That is, I think, a better way to do things. But again, if we're working on something because you're having a technical issue or a specific issue, then I obviously will let you submit your work if we're working on it through the weekend. And then here's the calendar. And the first week is really like 2 weeks. We're not going to submit anything until Friday the 6th. So that'll give us a chance to get through some of this information. So on to the course. So the first thing that we're going to look at is our introduction and setup. This class requires a lot of software in the sense that there are connectors that connect back and forth between multiple things, and they all have to kind of be installed correctly. So under this, we'll need Microsoft Office 2016 or better, and it needs to be software that is installed on the computer. It cannot be the in the cloud version of Office. So most Office licenses come with an option to download it to your computer to have a copy of it there. So whether you choose 32-bit or 62-bit or 64-bit, sorry, 32 or 64-bit, you will have different options to choose for installing. So here are all the files in my Google Drive. Here are the instructions. This goes with Eclipse. If you have Office already installed, we can go into here and you will see that there's Office 2021 Plus and then Office 2010 to 2019, depending on which version of Office you have. I also have a video on how you can figure out what that is if you're not sure. So if you look into each of these, there'll be a 32 and a 64-bit. And then this is the C Visual Studio or Visual C++ 2010 redistributable for connecting to SAP and Office. It is a bit of an older piece of software, so the 2010 runtime is necessary. The Office connector will be found in the folder. There is a video that will explain. So here's the video on how to find your Office version. I've broken it down in case you want to look from here to figure out what software you need. If you have questions, let me know. We can figure it out. I can do a Zoom and you can show me around your computer. If you do not have a copy of Office, you can fill out this ticket for the college to give you or well, this is not a ticket. This is a knowledge base article to show you how to get your copy of Office. And then this is a video to find where the things are in Team Dynamics. And then this is where you will sign up to get your Office. And then if you have Office 64-bit, it's where to log in and install it. And then this is how to install the connector. Again, let me know if you run into any problems. Eclipse and BW Tools actually, they were so nice. They gave me an installer that has both pieces, so we don't have to add in the SAP tools this semester. It uses Eclipse 2024. I think it is -09. Here's the instructions that talk to you about it. It will, when you download it, you may run into, 2409. You may run into some issues with the system not knowing that it is a proper file because they made it custom for me because we were having issues when Eclipse decided to change something in the system and then some of our stuff went away. So this document outlines how to make it so that you can install it on your computer even though it may give you some security warnings. The reason that I do this like this is so that you know you can trust it. It is in my Google Drive. It has not been edited and harmed in any way. You can trust the Comp 440 files. I also have a Mac folder that has some install files. I am not 100% sure if that works very well. I know that is for Eclipse, but Office seems to have some sort of issue again because that 2010 runtime. So the first week will be, which is really like a week and a half, we'll be working through getting the files and getting all of this stuff installed. I should make that 3 and make that 4. I'm just seeing that now. I will go take care of that. And then there are Office tutorials and some exercises, some functionality review to go through it. This is got some spreadsheets that you can use to do your exercises. And then there is a discussion board for introducing yourself to the course and or to me and to the other students in the course. For usernames and passwords, Tableau does not have a license anymore. You can use the public version as a student. And I have your SAP user ID. I just put the date on here as a due date so that you would see it in the list when you were looking at your the assignments and as they are due. So we can, if you want to get this sooner, it's better, so that you can make sure you can log in and that everything will work. As you can see here, I have listed out the discussion boards and the assignments as we go through. You notice a lot of them will be 4s and 3s because there's a PowerPoint slide to go through and a lecture and then some assignments for each week. And then there is a midterm, but it is not a midterm per se test. It is a project that I'm looking for it real quick right here. I have it set to be due on 7/13, midterm project. And I have set up many of these things to be unlimited attempts. So if you attempt it and you say, hey, can you check it out? And I look and I say, hey, that's not quite right. This is how it should be. You can resubmit it up into the due date and then get the best grade possible. So for the midterm, there'll be a video about that. It's basically like the first half of the final, and then the second part will be the final, and then together that will be the 200-point final. It's easier to split it up this way when it's fresh in your mind as far as some of the questions that are asked. So I will let you get on with exploring the course, and again, welcome aboard and have a great semester.